TaraChessAcademy, and today we are going to look at Grandmaster's mishaps from rapid games.
Hi everyone. For today we prepared interesting
Hi.
positions that happened like just several weeks ago in the tournament, in a rapid tournament in Romania. And both of these positions happened in the game of David Navara, the winner of the tournament. And so you will see what happens to his opponents and like how he won the last two rounds games. So we can start with this position. As you can see, black has an extra pawn. I think the last move that white made, that David Navarro made, is knight c5. Yeah, attacking the rook, the bishop, and the pawn. So I think an extra pawn doesn't give such a big advantage to black. Yeah, probably this game should finish as a draw, but for some reason, grandmaster who played black made a mistake. So, Tara, could you tell us more what happened in this position?
Well, the move that black played was rook to c7. And I'd like you to remember that this is only rapid games. It's not a classical game. And at the same time, we respect our grandmasters because they have a lot of knowledge of chess to share with us. But today we just wanted to show you a few mishaps or some mistakes that they can make sometimes, and we're just going to look at them. But we do respect our grandmasters, so please remember that.
Yeah, so rook c7, yeah, kind of like unexpected move because after this move, white can easily win the rook. Yeah, so knight goes to e6. Yeah, maybe like when grandmaster who played black made this move, maybe he was thinking about kind of like a pin. Yes, so if the knight moves away, he gets the rook, but maybe just sometimes this happens that we don't see some obvious things, and maybe knight e6, yeah, it was not so clear that it's a check, so and the fork. So yeah, I can imagine how like people can feel after moves like this. Yeah, so but it could happen to everyone. But let's also think what could be a better move for black in this position. Yeah, so if not rook to c7, I think that the black rook still should stay on the seventh rank, defending the bishop. And probably instead of rook c7, that would be better to play rook e7 in this position. Yeah, so the bishop is defended. Um, Maybe it's even not the best plan to capture the black pawn immediately on a4, yeah, because black bishop captures the pawn on e4. So yeah, but probably rook e7 still would get some chances for advantage in this endgame for black. Yeah.
Right, so Yulia, I have one tiny question. Is rook to f7 just as good as rook to e7?
I think rook e7 is a little bit better just because position of the rook doesn't look so passive, yeah? And maybe, okay, you just defend e6, yeah, avoiding this check. Because I just don't see the reason why should I move my rook to f7, because it looks a little bit like just a passive position and the rook looks like a big pawn. So just because of this, rook e7 looks better for me. So just a little bit better. Yeah.
That's right, I agree.
Okay. So I think we can go to the next position, which also happened in the game of David Navara. This time he played black. And I think the last move that black did is pawn to a6. Yeah. So of course white has to make some decisions here where to move the rook. As you can see in this endgame, black has an extra pawn. Yeah, but I think this extra pawn doesn't give any advantage because black's pawn structure is not so good. Yeah, doubled isolated pawns, g6 pawn. Yeah. So let's think how would you play for white in this position? So Tara, what ideas do you have?
Well, can't the rook on b5 just capture the pawn in b7? That looks like a free pawn, right?
Yeah, and this is what actually happened in the game. So for some reason, it's not a good idea to capture the pawn. It's kind of like poisoned pawn, and and now black can get an extra material. So please, what ideas do you have? How would you play for black?
Interesting. So what if the black king castles to the queen's side?
Okay,
I'll
yeah.
explain to you my idea. My idea is that I want to attack your rook on b7, and now that I've castled, my rook on d8 is eyeing to go down to your back rank and deliver a back rank checkmate. So this is a clever move. The king castles attacking the rook, and the rook lands on a square where it is threatening a back rank checkmate. And of course, if you save the rook by protecting your back rank, for example, like bishop to e3, or just
Maybe
moving the
bishop to
bishop.
g5. Yeah, it's a little bit better attacking the rook. So what
Sure.
happens?
So then maybe black would try capturing your rook. The king
Mm-hmm.
captures the rook, and then after the bishop captures the rook can take the bishop back. And
Yeah.
now if you carefully count the material, black has an extra bishop, and I'm not too sure about the pawns, but he does have a small material advantage.
Yeah, so just an extra bishop, yeah, and equal pawns position. 5 pawns against 5 pawns. So, okay, let's go back. Yeah, I think this puzzle is, this position is also a nice example that even in the endgame, we shouldn't forget about castle, yeah? So never forget about this opportunity. So castle, yeah, it's more typical for the opening, but yeah, in this position, castle helps black to win the game. So, okay, we discussed why rook takes b7 is not a good idea. Yeah, so maybe we can think what would be a better plan for white. So, of course, we have to move the rook somewhere. So, what can we do? Maybe we can still think about attacking some pawns. Yeah. I'm not sure that rook b4 would be the best option, yeah, because e4 looks weak, and I think later it shouldn't be a problem for white to get this pawn, yeah. So maybe it's better to attack another pawn. Tara, what ideas do you have?
What about attacking the pawn in g6? So in that case, I would move my rook to b6 to attack that pawn.
Yeah, it looks nice. So g6 also looks like a weak pawn. Black can't play rook h6, for instance, because of the white bishop. Yeah, if black plays g5, okay, we still can capture the pawn with a bishop. And if black defends the pawn with a king, now it looks bad because this time to capture b7 pawn is a nice idea. Yeah, it's just a check and white doesn't lose any material. Yeah, so in this end game, yeah, it looks equal. No one has any extra material, but I think the biggest problem in black's position that the pawn structure, yeah, is not so good. Too many weak pawns, and of course, position of black pieces, yeah, maybe doesn't look the best. So yeah, I think white has all chances to win this end game and to improve advantage.
You're right. That looks good.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else to go over?
No, I think that's all. Just yeah. Every time when you capture the pawn, just or some other pieces, yeah, don't forget to calculate. So it's gonna help you a lot.
Mm-hmm. And as a beginner, knowing your concepts like hanging pawns are very important. So whenever you're in a position where you see that there are hanging pieces that you can capture your opponent's pieces, you really have to think about it first. And that's the interesting part of chess. It's that you do have a plan sometimes, but you have to take the time to figure out if the plan actually works. And that's what a good chess player does. They think ahead and they don't play every move as a one move rule. They always look ahead because they want to see what happens in the future. So this is a very important concept to understand. And I hope you follow this concept, use it in your games, and become a better chess player. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video to others. I'll see you on my next video. Bye!
Bye.